Let's refresh our drinks, shall we?
Hola, mi nombre es Carolina.
So, the next subject we're going to talk about is customer service from the businesses and the institutions here.
There is no customer service. I mean, we could go over it, but there ain't no customer service. You know, I'm in a line the other day, and a girl had opened the line, and you think she would say, "Hey, we're open." She just sat there, lights on, sat there. I said, "Are you open?" And she gave me like a, "Damn, why is he bothering me? Come on, yeah, come on." There is no customer service. How many times you see him texting with 20 people in line? You know, I could go through this all day. There is no customer service. But in this country, you have to have patience. It's their country. You go there with it. Patience. Patience and saying no are the two most valuable things in this country.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's one thing we have CP time back home, right? Colored people time. It's a whole nother thing when you come here. I mean, oh my God. It's CP also, I guess, Caribbean people, but my God, they take it to another level. Like Skip said, I was literally, and this is no lie, no bulto, like they say here. I was in line at the grocery store. I literally heard the clerk's entire shopping list. She was on the phone talking before she rung up my order. She literally went through her whole, talking to whoever she is. Yeah, before I get off, I'm going to buy this. Oh yeah, I do need to get that. I'm just standing there just, yo, pa cuando? Like me, when we going? So, little stuff like that, right? No, you cannot expect American standards on customer service and live here comfortably. You will go insane waiting. So if you're a patient person and do understand and can at least give yourself that kind of leeway, knowing beforehand you get into the situation that, it's just slow. A lot of things are not online, or if they are online, it's not efficient. You
Or they're just
still
wrong.
eventually have
Or
to
they're
go
just
in.
wrong.
Or it's wrong, right. Or it's just totally wrong. It's just a framework of what it is. You still eventually have to go in and find a real person to talk to. So, just learn to be patient. Learn to be patient. And, like we said one time, sometimes here, because it's a very macho society, number one. And so you need to learn how to get in people's faces. And you cannot be scared of getting in people's faces, even in regular shopping, customer service situations. If you want something somewhat timely, and you're just being back home like, yes, okay, sure, thank you very much, appreciative, figuring that they're going to take care of you because you're nice, that means you will get put to the bottom of the pile. Because they take care of people here who are the ones like, yo, hey, wait, look at me, look, yo, I'm here, yo, you ain't finna do. That's the people that get served first here. So like if you're in the line in the Comado, there's no like standing in the line and then this person's behind you, you know what I mean? And they cutting in front of you. And if you say nothing, they're gonna put their money down and get in front of you like, hey, I want this. And in that American sense, you're like, yo, hey, what? I'm here. What? But that's not how it works here. You make sure you push your way. You take your space. That's a good way to think about it. And even when you drive, you take space when you drive.
Yeah. You got to get that inch in.
Yes.
Can you come back to me after you do? I got something I want to say.
Go ahead.
Go, right.
But what kills me is the reaction they have to you being impatient is like something's wrong with you. Good example. I ordered a pizza. Sin maíz. Everything
No
but maíz.
corn.
No corn. I asked the girl, you got no corn? She said, yeah. She
love
gave me the
corn
pizza.
here.
Some said, check it. I opened it up and it's corn.
They love
She
corn
looked-
on pizza here.
I started complaining. She looked at me and said, all you gotta do is take it off. Like I was the bad guy. Like something wrong with me. I chucked my tail and walked away. Okay, she's right. Just take it off. She's absolutely right. You know, just take it off. But dang. So,
right.
go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You didn't. It's really hard to add. It seems like we have the same experiences. It's really hard to add anything to it. I did have an experience that was a little bit different. So I was in the grocery store, and the lines were very long. And the two lines where seniors are supposed to have priority, nobody was at them. So I went over and asked the guy, I said, so, where's the senior line? And the guy, without doing anything, called, without, even a response, called one of the cashiers to come and open a line, and I was the first person in it. However, let me tell you the punchline.
I know the catch to it too.
There was an older guy who moved over from one of the other lines. Now, I don't know whether he was a senior or not, but he didn't ask for it. So he moved over. He cussed me out for being first in line. When I was the one, he wouldn't even have had a line to get into.
Right.
He would he would have stayed in that line for another 20 minutes, but now he's only got to wait 5 or 10 minutes, and he's cussing me out.
That's that Dominican dilemma, double-edged sword here that you can experience. I do love the fact, right, that, like you said, here, it's a lot of old school principles, right? Down, like we were talking about a little bit, down south type values in principle. Meaning, respect your elders. Women that are pregnant should get a little bit of priority, a little leeway, If you're on a public transportation in general, if an older person gets on or a pregnant woman, some gentlemen generally, in most parts, offers their seat. And here, like you say, there are priority lines in grocery stores, banks, that
in
kind
theory.
of thing. In theory. Right? If you're older, you're pregnant, you're supposed to be able to pass to the front, right? And it happens in many cases. It does happen in many cases. You can go to the front, or even, I have gray hairs a lot, but technically, I'm not at that technical age. So I stand in line and, people even say, hey, I guess it's a insult. I look at them like, hey, wait a minute. But they might even be like, hey, man, you can go up front just because I got the grays. Hold on now. Right?
I sometimes have to pull out my ID card to show them my age,
That's the other thing. Sometimes I can imagine, right? When you look
good for 85. He looks good for 85, don't he?
Man, right, this guy looks great. You go to take advantage of it. They probably asking him like, "Hey, let me see the card."
And I've had a guard at a bank just refuse. No, even after you saw the ID, no, you have to get in line.
So right, there's DR, so there are a lot of things that can happen that don't.
A lot of people come to the Dominican Republic because they hear that there are a lot of very attractive women here, and that it's easy to date them, it's easy to get into a relationship with them. What were your expectations, and what has the reality been since you've been here?
All right, well, I'll take this one first. I kind of had literally, probably out of us, I don't think you have kids here. I think I am the only one with kids, so I've had the whole gamut from, very serious relationships to being a single guy, single parent, also, kind of living here in the Dominican Republic. And I mean, a lot. The women here are amazing in many sense. It's a lot of times, a lot of us first interactions here are through lady friends a lot of times. So, when I first came, my support was a lady friend. So, anyway, it's dating expectations, that kind of thing. If you're coming looking to do dating, well, if you hear and you know me, I give 2 pieces of advice. But I don't care what you want to do in this country, business, dating, coming to find your soulmate, whatever it is you want to do, live here, whatever. It's 2 things. Number 1, go slow. Number 2, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And they sound like very simple pieces of advice because they really are in theory, but literally if you apply them to quite literally anything that you do here, if you're trying to get into a relationship, take your time. before you start getting really serious and really, putting a lot of interest and a lot of yourself into the relationship, because eventually every truth comes to light, And that's one thing about here. It's real easy to come here and fall into the fantasy island mentality, because a lot of things here shine. I mean, shoot, these women are beautiful. They're going to call you Poppy and Daddy and all these other things that, coming from the States, and many times you're going to feel very warm and welcome. But then again, there's nothing free in this world. There's always a motive behind a lot of things. So you can't come to somewhere and just assume that the grass is always green, all right? You need to take your time and make sure you find that right lawn where it is what you really see. So my advice is, like I say, those two things. You taking your time, get to know this person, get to know their language, understand these side conversations of what's going on around you, get to know the family, what their extended network is like, what her friends and extended bases are like. You get a better idea. And then don't put all your eggs in one basket here, because, hey, this is a great place and there's no need to jump on the very first thing that you find. You come in looking for a house. A lot of times you find that first place you see, that first apartment, you don't need to jump on it. There are thousands of them. They come a lot. They keep coming. There's a lot of other places. You'll eventually find what's yours. You know what I mean?
Skip.
Let me go in deep here a little bit, because I've been in a relationship a while. I don't have kids, but she has a son that's like mine, and that's my dude. I've been with her 10 years. She's 40 now. And sometimes I think, let me trade up for a new model. Let me get something new, but I'm getting older too. She's getting older, I'm getting older. And she does so much for me.
Right.
So it's hard, for me to upgrade, so-called upgrade, but I'm happy with it. I'm content. I don't need anything else fancy or pretty, because it seems like with me, the young girls, they want to go to the club, they want to take selfies, they want to do what's up status.
All that other stuff.
I'm not with all that.
Right.
Mama, we have a nice home life. We watch TV, she cooks. We might go to the park with little man. We do things that older folks do. So my suggestion to the guys would be,
Well, go ahead and give your suggestion, but remember, your relationship, has it turned out what you expected, or is it something different?
well, has my relationship turned out like I expected? Yeah, when I look at it from a realistic standpoint. Sometimes you want more. You want the Jennifer Lopez, you want the perfect rich wife that has everything and everybody wants. But realistically, yeah, she's good for me, because when she's around, I'm happy for a couple of days. Then I'm ready to be alone. And that's why it works, because she gives me my space.
Okay.
And that's why it works. But I would suggest to any young guy, maybe you need to look at the 30, 35 crowd, because nobody's paying attention to them. Dominican dudes don't want them. They have domestic skills where they know how to take care of a man. Yeah. Usually everybody, forgot about them, so they just need some attention. And it's nothing like bringing an older, mature lady back to life when she thought life was over, just by doing something nice for her, taking her out dancing, holding her hand, telling her she looked good. That makes her come back to life. So I can't tell you much more, but don't count out the mature ladies. That's all I'm gonna say to you. I don't want y'all shopping in my field. So y'all stay in Sasua with them young girls. But yeah, I like them. I like them a little older, but my lady's cool, and I'm happy with her.
Well, yeah, that was pretty deep. So, as I said, I have a bit of a different perspective, which is that I think most people come here, most men come here because of the reputation of the country and the women. And let me just say that the women from my travels are the most beautiful in the world, matched only by the Brazilians. And Brazil is just too far for me to be going to on a regular basis. And of course, there are more in Brazil because there were more Africans imported, yada, yada, yada. So, it is true that, it's met my expectations with respect to the beauty of the women. I like the fact that young women here are interested in older men, even though I understand that it's older men with money, but that's okay. Just ask Donald and Melania how that works in America. So in terms of the expectation on that end, it's definitely met my expectations.
And I do agree with what he said, because because most people do come here to play golf and get their teeth fixed. So he's right about the expectations to come here. He's right.
That is a lot of truth to that.
And on that note, we're going to end this thing.
On that note, we're going to end this session, and thank you, gentlemen, for your participation, and thank the audience for your tuning in.
Recuerda suscribirte en el canal de WDRC en Santo Domingo. Ya tú sabes.